The Boys Season 4 Episode 7 Review. A high-stakes finale setup brings the season back to life. Warning. Spoilers ahead. Summary of the content. Homelander's strategy appears to be viable, yet it is not beneficial to either him or others. Episode 7 of The Boys Season 4 sets up an intriguing finish with big stakes. Anthony Starr's performance continues to astound, fueling anticipation for the conclusion. We break it down in our latest Boy review. Let's get started. In the penultimate episode of The Boys Season 4, the titular squad reaches its lowest point ever. Given their previous experiences, it seemed impossible. Yet Huey, Annie, Butcher, Kimiko, and Frenchie are not the only ones on the verge of disaster. The entire corporate structure of the Seven and Vaught is in turmoil, leaving everyone in a hazardous situation as the season finale approaches. The only person who isn't completely despondent is Vice President-elect Victoria Newman, who fully supports Homelander's plan and the political violence required to implement it. It's straightforward to understand her decision when the alternative is soup genocide, which would kill both her and her daughter. The Boys has a lot of territory to cover before the Season 4 finale, and this episode does a decent job of setting up what will undoubtedly be an intense episode. However, it appears that the series has only one option for justifying this season's dismal performance. It appears that Homeland's plan might work. Obviously, this is not a beneficial thing, even for Homeland security. Homelander struggles all season, but it seems to be working out for him. He enlisted Sister Sage, the world's smartest person, and together they devised a strategy for global dominance. Soup, the maniac, couldn't help but succumb to his worst instincts, and he's now abandoned Sage in favor of Firecracker and her fixation with pleasing him. Instead of strategic intelligence, it appears that Homelander may carry out his grand plan using raw force rather than intelligent planning. While this appears to be a foregone conclusion for him, the Homelander's abilities make him the most powerful Soup after all. He lacks the intelligence required for his operation with Sage. During a confrontation between the three Soups, Sage admits that she knew a train was the leak all along and that his information dissemination was planned. It's unclear where this will lead. With nothing to hold Homelander back, and the 5th season serving as the Boys' final season, anything seems possible for the first time in a long time. Homelander is now surrounded by yes-men, which does not bode well for his takeover plans. Homelander is back where he started at the beginning of Season 4, but he is angrier than ever. This is reminiscent of The Boys, where Homelander embarks on a trip throughout the season before concluding that it is scarier and more powerful than before. This time, however, it worked. The takeover narrative raises the stakes of Homelander's activities, but most importantly, Anthony Starr continues to produce a magnificent performance, ignoring the script's trappings to emanate something more scarier. It's a positive sign that he's going into the finals with nothing to hold him back, and, with Season 5 being the Boys' final season, everything seems possible for the first time in a long time. Episode 7 sets up a promising ending for The Boys Season 4. The stakes are high ahead of Singer's inauguration. The Boys, now in their 4th season, have begun to show their age. Its social critique has become trite, no matter how prescient it appears to be. And the moments intended to shock and awe have either not surpassed what has come before, or have been startlingly tone-deaf, Huey's sexual torture being the worst. Episode 7 does not fix all these issues, but it sets up a potentially game-changing ending. Homelander has removed the gloves and sent the Deep and Black Noir to assault Butcher and Annie. A train has been identified as the source of the leak. Sister Sage has been sacked. Annie has been kidnapped and appears to be involved in whatever plan is in place for January 6. In a season that has appeared lifeless at times, the Boys now appear to have some life in it again. Thank you for watching.